and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I am Noleen Abel-Ameh with the news. We begin by telling you that the Senate has passed for second reading the National Social Insurance Program Agency Amendment Bill, which seeks to transfer the agency to the presidency from the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. The bill, sponsored by Senate Leader Abel-Ameh, seeks to ensure continuity and sustainability of the program as a reliable tool to solve problems associated with poverty in Nigeria. The amendment will also enable the realization of the Sustainable Development Goals, including social inclusion and empowerment, improved healthcare delivery and education, as well as eradication of poverty.
I will be very proud to be named in various communities that, yes, indeed, government recognizes me and government has seen my plight. And the person will go to church, will go to the mosque to go and pray for government and be thankful to government.
The House of Representatives has passed a resolution urging the Central Bank of Nigeria to urgently implement monetary policy adjustments to reclaim and stabilize the naira from its free fall against the dollar. Sequel to a motion by Representative Ismaila Haruna Dabo of Bauchi State, the House mandated its Committee on Banking Regulation to also investigate the use of US dollars and other foreign currencies as legal tender for domestic transactions in Nigeria.
Of the naira continues to lose value and depreciate against the dollar and other foreign currencies. Foreign investors may be deterred from investing in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, this is 200 naira CD. The 200 CD is of Ghana. Is equivalent to 14,800 naira of Nigerian money.
If you want to fly some of the foreign airlines, they charge you in dollars. Mr. Speaker, it is illegal and it should be stopped.
We need to urge the federal government to encourage agriculture in any way possible, because what is putting pressure on our currency today is that we are import dependent.
If it were in a developed country that you wake up the next day and the currency shifts a little bit, somebody will leave his job. But here, nothing is happening. Dollar will rise up tomorrow and everything continues like that.
The thing we should focus at is what are the politics we can do that will bring about import substitution and export promotion. That's the only thing we can do that will give us opportunity to have more foreign exchange. And we cannot be a producing nation if we are still having power problem in this country. We cannot, there's no way we can produce.
Members also urged the Apex Bank to address speculative activities in the forex market and increase the withdrawal limit of the naira to reduce the pressure on dollars and other foreign currencies. In other news, the NUJ National Executive, led by National President Chris Isiguzo, has paid a solidarity visit to the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, pledging constructive support and describing the minister as a torchbearer of the media industry in Nigeria. Describing the NUJ as a critical pillar of democracy, the Minister Mohammed Idris assures journalists in Nigeria of a level playing ground to operate and urges media practitioners to do their gatekeeping job with open minds. The minister also says there will be no censorship by the federal government. Similarly, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has commenced visits to agencies and parastatals under the ministry. The Nigerian Television Authority, NTA headquarters in the nation's capital, Abuja, is the first to play host to the minister. NTA's Director General, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, led top management staff of the organization as they took the minister and his team on a facility tour. The team visited the DOMSAT, major studios, control rooms across NTA Network, NTA International, NTA News 24, and the multi-channels. Appearing as a guest on one of the current affairs programs, One-on-One, the minister reassured Nigerians that the era of propaganda, misinformation and disinformation is gone, as he pledged to meet the information needs of Nigerians towards national prosperity. Ahead of the governorship elections in Bayelsa, Imo and Kogi states, INEC has released the number of voters each of the states. In Bayelsa State, a total of 1,056,862 registered voters. In Imo State, 2,419,922 and 1,932,654 in Kogi State. A statement by INEC National Commissioner for Information, Sam Olumekon, soft copies of the complete register of voters for each state will be presented to the political parties participating in the elections on the 12th of October 2023. 16 political parties are sponsoring candidates in Bayelsa State, 17 in Imo State, and all the 18 parties in Kogi State. Similarly, the INEC has finalized preparations for mock accreditation of voters in the 3 states to test run the bimodal voter accreditation system BVAS and upload of polling units results to the INEC result viewing portal. The exercise will take place simultaneously in the 3 states on Saturday, 14th October 2023 from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And from the court, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has disqualified the Bayelsa State All Progressives Congress candidate in the November 11 governorship election, Timipriye Silva. Justice Donatus Okorowo gave the order while delivering verdict in a suit number filed by Demi Kolomo, a member of the APC, in June 2023. The court also held that Timipriye Silva, having been sworn in twice and ruled for 5 years as governor of Bayelsa State, would breach the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, if allowed to contest again. Justice Okorowo declared that Silva was not qualified to run in the November poll because if he wins and is sworn in, he will spend more than 8 years in office as governor of the state as stipulated under the law. Citing the case of Marwa Vasnyaku at the Supreme Court, Okorowo noted that the drafters of the country's constitution stated that nobody should be voted for as governor more than twice, and that the parties to the suit agreed that Silva was voted into office 2 times. Let's now join Doris, who is live and to give us an update on the election. All right, it appears Doris is not ready to give us feedback there. Moving on with the news, ahead of the November 11th off-cycle governorship election in Bayelsa State, concerned stakeholders, political class and the electorate say they are looking up to the umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC, to put necessary logistics, materials and manpower on ground for the conduct of an acceptable, free and fair exercise, as they count on the political gladiators to sustain the tempo of the electioneering process with issue-based campaigns to sustain existing peace in the state. Doris Akumoyo, who has been following up political activities pursuant to the conduct of governorship election in the state, has details. All right, let's go to foreign news. We shall definitely bring your way the reports from Doris. On foreign news, the ambassador of Palestine to Nigeria, Abdallah Abu Shamesh, is calling on the international community to stand firm and uphold international laws against war crimes committed by Israel in his country. Ambassador Shamish, in a press briefing, says justice will only be served when the historical background of the conflict between Israel and Hamas is considered to resolve the long standoff.
The call should be end the occupation, not only ceasefire. Israel should end its occupation to the Palestinian territory. This is the call that we should all stress on it. Israel should be abide by the international law. This is the call that every single state all around the world to say and to stand firm. Israel, it's time to you to be abide and to be under the international law.
Let's now join Adeola in our Lagos Network Center for more updates from that axis. Hi, Adeola.
Noleen, good mental health is vital to the overall health and well-being of everyone. In June 2022, the World Health Organization released its largest review of world mental health status since the turn of a century. Following the worrisome figures by the World Health Organization, it's leveraging on this year's Global Mental Health Day with the theme, Mental Health is a Universal Human Right, to chart forward for tackling the prevalence. Hengino John Adams tells us more.
It is often easy to conclude in error that those who are in facilities, such as neuropsychiatric hospitals, receiving treatment, those loose on the streets with visible signs of mental derangement are the only ones challenged mentally.
Globally, we can see the problems that every one of us is facing. We are being stressed up. When you are able to cope very well, definitely you will not be at the other side of it.
Statistics, however, prove otherwise. Data by the World Health Organization, WHO, revealed that in 2019 alone, about 1 billion people, including 14% of the world's adolescents, are living with various forms of mental disorders. Suicide, for instance, accounted for more than 1 in 100 deaths, and 58% occurring before age 50.
An individual may have a mental disorder, but yet, if he doesn't have optimal mental health, he or she cannot start make useful contribution to himself.
In area, statistics indicate that incidents of mental health challenge are also on the high side. The situation corroborates the study by the WHO, which revealed that as of January 2022, over 20 million Nigerians were suffering from various forms of mental health disorders.
The occasion of the World Mental Health Day demands a recommitment on our part as stakeholders in the promotion of mental health to come together to recognize progress in this field.
As a way of proffering solution to mental health issues and strengthening the well-being of victims, as reflected in the message embedded on the green ribbon, all WHO member states have signed up the Comprehensive Mental Health Action 2030 to 2030. In Lagos, Hengino John Adams, NTA News.
Regions are trailing the Lagos State High Court ruling sentencing the former Assistant Superintendent Drambe Vandi to death by hanging for killing a Lagos-based lawyer, Bolanle Rahim, on Christmas Day of 2022. A cross-section of Lagos residents who spoke to NTA commended the judgment as it will serve as deterrent to happy trigger police officers and security personnel in the country. Lane Lenake reports.
Since the death of Bolanle Rahim, the slain Lagos-based lawyer, in December 2022, there has been reactions from many quarters condemning the action of the police officer, which they termed as a criminal act, especially the circumstances surrounding her mother. Public outcry for justice to prevail went unabated, and 10 months after, the long arm of the law has finally caught up with her killer, former Assistant Superintendent of Police, Drambi Vandi. Reacting to the judgment, some respondents applauded the judiciary for ensuring that justice is served.
Now, for him to kill someone else's family member, I don't know, he should be sentenced, yeah.
Criminal and civil lawyers say this will further restore the confidence of Nigerians in the judiciary.
Irrespective of your position in the society or in the nation, you must give regard to a fellow Nigerian, and that this country is governed by civil rules.
His colleagues, not just in the police, but in other security agencies, including the military, paramilitary, customs, NDLE, we learn a lesson from this, that even though you are permitted to bear arms, it is not a license to kill. But again, that is not the end of the matter, because he still has 2 layers of steps to really exhaust his right to life.
It would be recalled that on January 16, 2023, the Lagos State government arraigned the suspect, Drambi Vandi, before the court for shooting and killing the 41-year-old pregnant lawyer at a checkpoint in Abuja on December 25, 2022. In Lagos, Lynn Lenake, NTA News.
And that's a contribution from Lagos. Nationwide will continue with debarbering Port Harcourt after the break. To stay.
Reform may be painful, but it is what greatness and the future require. We now carry the cost of reaching a future Nigeria where the abundance and fruit of the nation are fairly shared among all, not hoarded by a select and greedy few. A Nigeria where hunger, poverty, and hardship are pushed into the shadows and ever-fading past.
All the victims taken are allowed to call their families.
Crime Fighters. Returning to the network services of NTA as Crime Fighters. Crime Fighters, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Crime Fighters, coming to you since 2000. You cannot afford to miss this.
For procurement of contract, partnership, promotion, publication, manufacturing, STBS, start times, lectures, ICT and training, production and sales, TV expos, events, local and international roadshows, exhibition, both local and international. We are at Area 11 Garkia, Abuja, opposite Abuja Geographical Information System, AGES, or visit our website www.ntatve.com.ng and our social media platforms, Twitter at NTA TV Enterprise, Facebook, NTA TV Enterprise, Instagram at NTA TV Enterprise, and these numbers on 070-3502-6056, 090-19557180.
Mental health challenges appear to be on the increase in Nigeria. Depression, suicidal thoughts, drug use, and disorders all feature prominently. Experts say the promotion, protection, and restoration of mental health should be regarded as a vital concern of individuals, communities, and the government. Chideberoya reports that the theme of 2023 World Mental Health Day is "Mental Health is a Universal Human Right."
The World Health Organization, WHO, estimates that 1 in every 4 persons is at risk of a mental health challenge at some point in time in his or her life. People with mental health challenge may find it difficult to take proper control of their behavioral, emotional, and physical well-being. Findings show that in Africa, going for mental health checkup is not usually a priority compared to that of going for physical health check. This makes it difficult to determine someone's psychological state of mind before it becomes a problem in the society.
Mental health on its own refers to the state of a person's emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It has to do with how people handle the things they experience on a day-to-day basis, on a moment-by-moment basis, things that cause them stress, things that put pressure on them.
Depression, bipolar disorder, post-traumatic stress, anxiety disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder are some types of mental health challenges which are often neglected. This is the reason for the United Nations observance of World Mental Health Day, held annually on October 10.
As multiple aspects of our mental health continue to be challenged, the negative impact continues to affect many of our people. The statistics are not good.
Medical experts are calling for all hands to be on deck to promote mental health as a tool to curbing the rising tide of mental illnesses in Nigeria. In Port Harcourt, Chidiebere Onyia, NTA News.
Flag Officer Commanding Central Naval Command, Rear Admiral Yuba Chugali, says training and retraining of naval personnel is to further boost their combat readiness to check piracy and criminalities along the waterways for enhanced legal economic activities. The flag officer is reminding personnel of the Central Naval Command to continue to maintain a high level of discipline, professionalism, and team spirit in the discharge of their duties. Ebenimizi Timiola reports that the FOC was speaking during the small arms firing exercise held at 5 Battalion Nigerian Army Barracks, Elele. The report.
The importance of training and retraining in every human endeavor cannot be overemphasized. The small arms firing exercise by the Nigerian Navy is therefore critical towards enhancing personnel proficiency in the handling of small arms and dealing with security challenges that may arise in the line of duty and for national security. Flag Officer Commanding Central Naval Command, Rear Admiral Ayuba Chugali, flanked by Commander Enana Soro, Commodore Olishina Ojebode, and other commanders led by example.
Remember that the Central Naval Command is centrally placed, not just only by geographical location at the center of the maritime environment, but also it is very central to the operations of the Navy and central also to the survival of the nation.
The FOC noted that the vision of the Chief of the Naval Staff is to have competent naval personnel. Participants of the 3rd Quarter Range Classification exercise have been urged to be professional in the discharge of their duties, particularly as they prepare for the off-cycle governorship election in Bayelsa State.
We are not to be partisan. We are to be apolitical at all levels. We are not to participate to a particular level. We are to ensure that the environment is safe, only safe and secure.
Rear Admiral Chugali reiterated the continuous collaboration with sister security agencies and the state government to stamp out criminal elements threatening the peace, security, and economic prosperity of the nation. Ebinimi Zitemiola, NTA.
And that does it from Port Harcourt. It's back to Noleen for the rest of the news. Good evening.
Thank you very much, Dibabari. Now, ahead of the November 11th off-cycle governorship election in Bayelsa State, concerned stakeholders, political class and the electorate say they are looking up to the umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to put necessary logistics, materials and manpower on ground for the conduct of an acceptable, free and fair exercise as they count on the political gladiators to sustain the temper of the electioneering process with issue-based campaigns to sustain existing peace in the state. Doris Akumoye's report, of course, that I gave you the background, I told you earlier, is now presented.
As Bayelsans look forward to the November 11 off-cycle governorship election, the need for the umpire INEC to work towards a free and credible election, as well as improvement on the use of the beavers to ensure a seamless exercise, has continued to dominate discussion in most gatherings. However, respondents say they expect electorate to turn out in mass to vote credible candidate that will attract meaningful development to the state.
We want a governor that has his people at heart.
What we are expecting is a human empowerment, which is human capacity.
It's all ongoing, and I think everybody is working to obtain victory.
If you want to govern any group, you need to just sell yourself. And how do you sell yourself? You tell the people what they will expect from you.
Political stakeholders who recounted their experience in previous elections stressed the need for security agencies to be alive to their responsibility in maintaining law and order, as well as safety of sensitive materials and personnel during the polls.
And prior to this moment, we have consulted stakeholders and advised them to play by the rules. And now going forward, we believe that we have hitch-free campaigns.
Political watchers, however, sue for issue-based campaign and peaceful conduct of supporters before, during, and after the election. In Enugu, Doris Akumoye, NTA News.
Still on that, we shall be joining Doris live. Hi, Doris.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, all right.
I'm hearing you, sir.
Yes, we can hear you too, Doris. Okay. All right, Doris is back.
And welcome to Bayelsa State. And here in Bayelsa State, all hands are on deck to ensure a seamless exercise. Stakeholders are putting measures in place to ensure that we have a seamless exercise. The civil society organizations have toured around the 8 local government areas of Bayelsa State, sensitizing the people on the need for them to come out en masse to vote candidates of their choice. Don't forget, Bayelsa State is 70% riverine, and the topography of Bayelsa State is swampy, hence the need for the sensitization. On security, the Bayelsa State Police Command has assured us that about 27,000 police officers will be deployed to the 8 local government areas of the state to ensure that security is covered and the people go about their civic responsibility without stress. Sensitive materials will be accompanied by security agencies, and lives and property will also be secured. Also, as we speak, campaigns are ongoing by the various political parties in the various local government areas, canvassing for votes for their preferred candidates. So far, the campaigns have been issue-based, but not without challenges arising from some local government areas where some political parties were not allowed to go for campaign. And that's as the police commissioner has assured us that it will be addressed. We have also had engagements with the electoral umpire, the INEC, engaging stakeholders, engaging traditional rulers who are the custodian of the people, of the culture, ensuring that we have a violent-free election. Just a few hours ago, the INEC has also engaged critical stakeholders in the states, assuring them that the exercise will be seamless, also asking for their support to ensure that we have a seamless exercise and a free, credible election. To throw more light on the preparations for the governorship election come November 11, I have with me here the resident electoral commissioner, Abel-Ameh, who will be giving us insight. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Good evening. Thank you very much.
What are the preparations on ground?
Well, like you said just a few moments ago, we've had some engagements already. This morning we had the engagement with the critical stakeholders. We met with the political parties, with civil society groups. We met with representatives of the traditional institutions and the media, people also representing the youth, women and persons with disability, where we talked about the countdown to the election, what is expected of everyone. It was also an opportunity to have much interaction, especially with the political parties who were represented. We took them through the processes for the election and also informed them that on Thursday, that's 2 days from today, we would be handing over this register to all parties. So we expect them to come on Thursday morning to collect the copies of the voters register, which is part of the things that have to be done ahead of the election. The collection of permanent voters cards ended yesterday. That lasted for a little over 4 weeks, and people were collecting their cards. Those who didn't collect their cards before the general elections were able to collect them during this period, many of them. And we have started looking at those who have applied online to be ad hoc staff for the election. That portal has closed, and so we are harvesting the names and the contacts of the persons. Would be reaching out to them shortly to invite them for trainings so that we prepare them to participate in the election. The non-sensitive materials, we've been batching them local government by local government, and they are almost ready for use, just waiting for the sensitive materials ahead of the elections.
We know that security is a concern in this governorship election. Talk to us about your relationship with the security agency to ensure a seamless poll.
So for the security, we have the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security. We've had 2 meetings in the last few weeks already where we strategize. And at the meeting today, the police commissioner was there and also assured the people that we'll have enough security personnel on ground for the election. Remember, this is an off-cycle election, only in 3 states at the same time, on November 11. So the police and other security agents are able to mobilize, mop up their staff from other states to send them here. And we are sure that the election will be hitch-free.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for joining us. I have been speaking with the resident electoral commissioner here in Bayelsa State, who has been telling us more about preparations for the election, Abel-Ameh. Thank you so much, studio. We hand over to you for the continuation of Nationwide.
Very well, Doris. Thank you for the update there. Now to other news. Embracing the future of digital communication, innovation and changes imposed by the advent of new technologies is the focus of the 29th International Conference and Exhibition on Power and Telecommunications, organized by the Nigerian Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering in Kano. Awal Salisu reports that the conference, which brought together practitioners from across the country, has the theme, The Future of Digital Innovations in Nigeria.
The conference is to give members of the Nigerian Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering a new dimension, structure and wider scope of practice to further embrace change imposed by the advent of new technologies and global practices. It is also to build the capacity of members, thereby promoting their professional competence, broaden their horizons to keep them abreast of daily happenings in the engineering world.
We look at very important national issues. We discuss technically and come out with suggestions, recommendations to all stakeholders, including government.
Different speakers highlighted the need for collaboration between members of the academia, practitioners and decision makers in areas of research, digital communication and innovation to be in tune with global best practices.
To come together and discuss things that are affecting the country generally. That's why we discuss topical issues.
For organizations that allow their staff to participate, more especially NTA, it's a really welcome development.
We partake, and from there you can contribute, and you can also learn what is happening. It's always good to try and update our knowledge.
The 5-day conference will feature exhibition on power and telecommunications, as well as paper presentations on power electronics and power systems and wireless communications and control systems, among others. In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
Building regulations in the Federal Capital Territory establishes minimum standards, guidance and regulations to achieve civil contraction. In the last couple of years, violation of these codes has resulted in recurrent flooding of parts of the nation's capital. Onoti Yakubu in this report takes a look at the impact of flooding on infrastructure and initiatives for mitigation.
Road infrastructure, electricity, private houses, and sometimes food security have always been under threat on an annual basis. What could be responsible, you may query? Flood, a force of nature, but sometimes man-induced as a result of human impact on the environment, capable of inscribing its merchandise on lives and property without negotiation. Abuja is regarded by observers to be one of the fastest growing cities in the world. But experts say there is a price to pay for this rapid urbanization of Nigeria's capital. Over the years, flood-induced casualties in the FCT is one case too many. In 2019, Mike Edoja, a retiree, and the entirety of his family escaped by the whiskers as the raging storm water came calling on his estate in Lokogoma.
A 3-year-old boy.
Since then, Mike and his co-residents in the community have been at the mercy of uncertainty of what may or may not as every rainy season approaches.
Up to now, we are still expecting them to come and do what they should do, because the canal needs proper channelization and embankment.
Experts say in the quest to address the threat posed by flood to human tranquility, there is need to constantly seek harmonization of general advancement of environmental and social knowledge. In Abuja, Onoti Yakubu, NTA News.
From Abuja, we take you to Enugu, where the Enugu state government has approved funds for road construction and rehabilitation across the 3 senatorial zones of the state. Among projects to be executed is the fortification of the standing bridge at the new artisan axis of the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway. The state governor The State Executive Council made this known in a meeting presided over by Governor Peter Mba.
Fortification of the standing bridge at the new artisan axis of Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway is to help ease traffic congestion within Enugu Metropolis, while awaiting the commencement of reconstruction work on the collapsed bridge. Other road projects approved include the dualization of the Enugu-Abakaliki Expressway and filling of potholes in parts of the state. A total of 1,250-kilometer roads has been slated for rehabilitation, reconstruction, and expansion in the next 1 year.
Asphalt and water are not friends, and the roads will not last beyond 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But the roads we want to do, we expect that the roads will last more than 30, 20, 30, 50 years.
All these areas, we have identified the major bottlenecks, and the reconstruction and rehabilitation of those roads will commence.
In a bid to control environmental pollution, loss of vegetation, and attract investors, the state government has also commenced the sealing off of illegal mining sites and partnering with legal miners for revenue generation. The e-ticketing initiative aimed at blocking loopholes is another means the state government hinted that will generate funds for the state. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
Fatima is standing by in our Makurdi Network Center for more news on Nationwide. Hi, Fatima.
To Makurdi. Following the directive by the federal government to state emergency management agencies to activate emergency disaster management measures to tackle the impending flood due to the release of excess water from the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon, the Benue State government has earmarked areas to accommodate probable victims and taken other steps to permanently make the menace a thing of the past. Charles Abba has details.
Of excess water from the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon has been one of the factors responsible for the perennial flood being experienced in Benue State. The incidents often devastate farmlands and crops, destroy valuable property, and displacement of people.
As soon as water comes, I'm arranging to move out from this area because I wouldn't like to experience what happened to me last time.
It is to mitigate further adverse effects of the impending disaster owing to the second release of excess water from the Lagdo Dam that NEMA has tasked SEMAS to quickly draft disaster management measures to tackle the menace. Executive Secretary, Benue State Emergency Management Agency, James Yopu, who admitted rise in the water level of the River Benue, said the Makurdi International Market and the LGEA Primary School, Wurukum, are among areas earmarked for evacuation of potential victims in the state.
Governor of Benue State is working with the federal government to complete the big dam the federal government is constructing in Taka local government. We have been informed that the contractor has been mobilized to site, but next year the excess water that will come into the Benue will be harvested into the dam.
Relevant stakeholders have submitted that clearing of drainage, temporary evacuation of people, and creation of awareness have failed to solve the problem. They, however, advocated dredging of the River Benue and construction of buffer dams as permanent solution to the persistent havoc. In Makurdi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
Stakeholders in Benue State have advocated the need for government at all levels to put modalities in place to enhance the welfare of senior citizens in the country. As the nation joined the global community to mark Day for Older Persons recently, Blessing Omeche Ebute reports that they made the call during the celebration of the elderly in Makurdi.
The International Day of the Older Persons is set aside to raise awareness about issues affecting older persons, take steps for their respect and the protection of their fundamental human rights.
It's a very significant day for people that are usually referred to as senior citizens in every society. In advanced democracies of the world, these people occupy a very strategic position in the life of every government.
While outlining some of the challenges affecting the aged, stakeholders advocated an end to ageism and its assumption, prejudice, and exclusion.
Old age is a blessing, not a curse. We are calling on government to formulate policies that will aid the aged to grow old gracefully.
Most pensioners are aged people. They need to be taken care of. They need to be paid their pension as when due. We are currently working on this Benue State Social Protection Policy. And that policy clearly captures the interest and the welfare of the senior citizens of Benue State.
There was a free medical outreach for the aged. The event climaxed into a fun fair for the elderly and visually impaired. Yours sincerely was not left out on the fun, as we had a great dance with the elderly to celebrate the day, as indeed aging is a beautiful thing.
In Makudi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA News.
And that's it from Makudi. Nationwide continues with Noleen in Abuja.
In a fleeting moment, our journey of 63 years began, a tale woven in the fabric of a single day. Through tempests and tranquility, we've stood united, an unbreakable bond that time can't fray. Our diversity is a vivid mosaic, each thread weaving an attraction so divine. In our multitude, we find our strength, the envy of every horizon we align. As we count the years in numbers, our growth is witnessed, steadfast and sure. Let the drums resonate, a rhythmic celebration as Nigeria turns 63. Our aspirations ever pure. Happy Independence, Nigeria.
Those who desire to upskill their skills and remain relevant in their organization can fulfill their desire through the following training programs specially packaged by NTA Television College, Jos. Audio Engineering, Operation and Maintenance. Date 3rd October to 13th October 2023. 2 weeks. Photojournalism and Photography. Date 16th October to 3rd November 2023. 3 weeks. Advanced Broadcast Accounting and Auditing. Date 6th November to 17th November 2023. 2 weeks. Television Graphics Design and Presentation. Date 6th November to 24th November 2023. 3 weeks. Managing the Boss. Date 27th November to 1st December 2023. 1 week. Advanced Protocol, Event Management and Public Relations. Date 27th November to 8th December 2023. 2 weeks. Parliamentary Reporting and Management. Date 27th November to 8th December 2023. 2 weeks. The course fee for the 3-week course is 150,000 naira per participant. The fee for the 2-week course is 120,000 naira, while the course fee for the 1-week course is 100,000 naira only, accommodation inclusive. The venue for all courses is the serene and secure environment of NTA Television College near Old Government House, Rayfield, Jos. For more inquiries, please call 0803 079 5335 or 0806 980 9807. NTA Television College, Jos, training you to be the best you want to be.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide a company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. And to watch NTA International in the USA, Canada, and Mexico, use the following satellite parameters. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
Nigeria means unity.
Nigeria means freedom to me.
Nigeria means greatness to me.
Nigeria is indivisible. There is nothing you can do. We all have to savage it together and learn to love each other. We are indivisible.
As a mother and a leader, I will always preach for peace and unity in this country, because that is the only thing that will give us progress. Though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. And it is the woman that does that.
Welcome back to Abuja on Nationwide. 28 kidnapped victims have been rescued, while more than 60 suspected kidnappers have been killed in a joint security operation by vigilante groups and the local hunter association in Bauchi State. Appreciating the effort, Governor Bala Mohammed donated 30 motorcycles and 10 million naira to fast-track the security operation across Bauchi State. Awal Abdullahi reports.
A community of Tafawa Balewa local government area is one of the security-prompt areas contained in the security report by the Bauchi State Police Command. The area is presently facing various acts of banditry and kidnapping, and the operation has led to the deaths of over 60 suspected kidnappers.
And I want to thank the Commissioner of Police and other security agencies for ensuring the rule of engagement in this exercise, for stamping an authority over it, and with my humble self that will continue to give you support. I want to thank the traditional institution for showing leadership, and of course our vigilante, who have been having sleepless nights. This place is the root of the miscreants from the Northwest. My colleagues, the Northwest governors, have come together to fight this scourge of banditry. And they are going to do it at the highest level with the support of the federal government.
And I want to reassure the governor and the good people of Tafawa Balewa local government that we will continue to do our best.
The 28 rescued victims have since reunited with their families while the investigation continues under the Bauchi State Police Command. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
Sports update is next.